One thing I don't like is I separate my personal views from communicating with the tabletop role playing game community. I really do. I don't bring my personal views in. And when people judge them, I go, well, first off, like, you don't know how I think. And sometimes the people that are going to judge my outside views and try to bring me down with it, it's like, dude, I think you have some views too that might be really not kosher. You know? so I don't like, it's like, look, dude, if I go at you about tabletop role playing games, you'll notice I'm not going to bring your political views into it in that way. So if I have an issue with you, I'll focus on the games, especially if I'm talking about people in the tabletop role playing game community. I never take a cheap shot at somebody's views because there's too much nuance and complexity in what we think. So I'm fair about that. I don't assume because you say you repost some things on uh, X or Twitter, or you say a bunch of things on there. I just don't assume everything about you. And I assume you have the right to have those views. And I assume that I should, anytime I talk about you, should be separating that from you. Because we all have some views that are, well, it depends on who's looking and who's judging. I might look at your views and go, man, that's really bad. You might look at my views and assume things and think that's really bad. I say that's bullshit, complete bullshit, right? It's like, look, I don't care where you stand. If you come here to talk about tabletop role playing games, or if you're going to deal with me in the tabletop role playing game community, I really don't care about your politics. Even if I strongly don't like them, it just don't bring that language, don't bring that stuff to me here. Come here, talk about games. We can talk about games. That's it. So when people go at me, if they go at my outside views of the tabletop role playing game hobby, right away I think that human being is a piece of fucking gutter trash. It's like, that's just not a low blow. That's so beyond the pale of what is acceptable here when we disagree with each other or go on. Like, it's, you don't bring those views up, I don't bring yours up, and trust me, if most likely if you're willing to judge me based on my views and say, oh, you can't walk that back, well, dude, you have views you can't walk back either. So it is, it goes both ways. It goes both ways, and not everybody buys into your the picture you paint about somebody. So that's why I don't go on about, like, say someone who's left of me in the hobby, right? Like, I talk about certain people. I might talk about Matt Mercer. I know me and him probably don't agree on outside views outside of the hobby. Doesn't matter. I only talk about gaming related to him. Uh, Matt Colville. I know me and him don't have similar views outside of the hobby. Doesn't matter. I don't talk about his outside views, right? I just talk about stuff related to the games because that's what he talks about. So I think it's beyond the pale when you go at someone for what they think outside the hobby, because there's so much complexity and nuance there. It's like, it's absolutely bullshit, dude. And most likely, what you think yourself, you might not see your own views as extreme, but it depends on who's looking and who knows something, right? So I never go at people for what they think outside the hobby. That's why I don't care if somebody is left of me or whatever position they are outside of the hobby. If you come here and talk about games, we talk about games. If I criticize you, it's about game talk. I think it's beyond the pale and just scumbag, a scumbag move to sit there and bring stuff up. Look, I don't mind people lying about me as far as the hobby stuff is related. It's stuff I'm used to, right? It's there's no even point in defending against it. People just want to bring you down. Okay, go ahead, lie about me. I don't care. I think it's funny. Lie, lie, lie. But when you start like talking about like what I think on the outside, and then even getting like, oh, you get to the point of threatening, like, oh, he'll have to pay a price for that. Well, dude, like, all right, calm down, dude. Calm down. That's threatening language. I don't. You should not be using that on YouTube or wherever. You should never even hint at threatening language or inspire people to be threatening towards other people. We're talking about games. And so what if I have some different views than you? Don't assume too much. Don't go crazy. Because trust me, my dude, there's a lot of people out here that have crazy thoughts or crazy opinions, and each of us will think what we think is appropriate. So I look at other people and what they think is appropriate, I think is like, I might think, well, that's evil. But then you might look at me and say, well, you're evil. Well, it depends. It depends on who's saying what or who's viewing this. Right? Like, why would I believe in something? Conversations are so important for nuance, but it's not a conversation I'm looking to have with people in the tabletop role-playing game hobby as my outside views. Like, just don't go beyond the pale with that stuff. Because trust me, I guarantee if you go on about me, if we dig into you, you will have views that could easily be painted as twisted madness. Right? Even if they're not. Even if they're not, because you might think you know something. Fair enough, right? So it's easy to paint somebody up as something. I don't mind lies about some personal issues, but when it gets to the outside stuff, I think that's crazy. And then to even hint at threatening language, like, oh, it's like, you know, you'll pay a price for that later. Like, dude, all right, calm down, dude. We are talking about games here. Calm down. Don't be using that language. That's beyond. Let alone you shouldn't be doing it in the first place. Then to even hint towards the threatening stuff and maybe inspire people that are going to watch your content to be threatening towards somebody. So you're using language that can hint at a threatening thing, and then you might inspire people to be that way. Don't do that. That's sickening.